that. Number 1, everybody. Number 1.
You don't fuck with Grandpa.
What is your favorite food in the world?
Mine's chicken wings. Oh my God! Hey! Oh, hey! What the fuck? This is the woman's bathroom. Oh!
They're treating you all right?
No. Let's go! That's a victory. Number 1, baby.
Ram.
Into this game. Ram into this game, get it? So, have you played the Stanley Parable before? No. And actually, I need to change the title here. Does that change? Do you guys see, does it show Stanley Parable yet? On Twitch? The event is until 8 p.m. SP. SP is a type of Game Boy. I don't think it's a time zone, but I could be wrong. The shitty thing is there's like 3-4 different ways that people say time zones. Like Eastern time, for example. I'm going to use Eastern time as an example. I'm in Central. We're going to use Eastern because that's where it seems like everybody lives. There's like 4 different ways. I say EST. Eastern Standard Time, I think is what it is. But I've heard people say like EBT and EDT and 4 different acronyms for the same time zone. And it's like, why is there so many acronyms in different ways to say the same time zone? For me, I feel like that makes it super fucking confusing. I don't know why that is. I don't know. Someone explain it to me. This the new Among Us? That was correct. Thank you. Yeah, this is the new Among Us. Yeah. We would have played the new Among Us, but we didn't have any players. We had 2 players, and that's not enough. If anyone else wanted to play, I mean, we would have played, but nobody rose their hand. Nobody spoke up, so that's all right. We'll just never play it. I'll just refund it. Have you played the Stanley Parable before? No. So the computer's barely visible. I mean, I feel like it's barely visible through most of the slider. Right? Even all the way at the top, it's still kind of faded. I'll turn it down just a little. Fungus Among Us? Be Fungus Ramy Parable Us. I feel like I this is how I do alarm clocks. I literally just wait till the second turns so it's 100% accurate. That's what I do. You never played it? You never played Among Us? Never? Jump in the hole? Well, this is a clock. I don't think I can jump currently. It's just a clock. So unfortunately, that's all it is. It sounded horrible? What sounded horrible? Okay. Just so you know, there's settings in the settings. That's simple. Why it's simple? You do the same thing? Yes, that too, but same. Oh, I got you. Laura, welcome in. How are you doing? Never played? Look, there's the new version. I don't know. It's on sale for another 10 days, the new Among Us, if enough people want to get. Wait, is this a copy of the main menu and a copy of the main menu and then a copy of the main menu?
Yeah. So let's just.
Oh, that's crazy. I love it. I love it. All right, let's start this bitch.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Hey, that's my name.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard.
Hey, that's what I
Orders
do.
came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
This better not be what I'm doing. I swear to
And
God,
then one
I'll
day,
quit this
something
game too.
very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley.
Okay,
Something
we're
he
good.
would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow.
What?
No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Oh shit, I'm Stanley right now. That's way better. I was just zooming through the menu options there just to hear the clattering of keys. I hope you guys enjoyed that.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Hey guys, where are
Stanley
you?
decided to go to the meeting
Are you
room.
guys?
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Where's everybody? You can't jump? Seriously, we disabled it?
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Wait, it might. Shut the fuck up. Why does it sound like I'm pressing keys?
Stanley clicked on literally every single door in the office because he doesn't pick up well on cues from his environment.
Look, I don't need this today, narrator. I don't
When
need
Stanley
this.
came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Do I? All right. While annoying for calling me out, the narrator hasn't given me reason
Yet
to
there
not
was
believe
not
him.
a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Who's the whiteboard manager? Fire paper guy. Hire somebody to fire the paper synergizing guy. What? Yeah, I'm unique. Yeah, take that. Fucking everybody. Number of slides on this slide. Slides, charts, charts, and slides. Wow. Now this is real data, ladies and gentlemen. Real data. I'm leaving. Oh my God.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here.
There's a
so
broom.
He turned around and got back on track. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Hello? Wow, boss is a nice office. Because the boss knows that what the boss says goes, If the bosses suffered losses, then that's what the boss chose. Oh, true. Extreme bathrooms. So I can crouch. They didn't say there was a crouch button. Excuse me, is Brecky in? Give me some of that Brecky. Hey!
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked,
Human life?
unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him?
Yeah, what's going
What
on?
he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Oh my god. What is going Envy Arcade, welcome in. How are you doing today? Happy Mother's Day to you. Yo, this is terrifying. A loading screen?
Descending
they
deeper
had
into the
those.
building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not
Yeah.
go unanswered
Wait
for
a minute.
long.
Thank you.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
That light's on. Thank you for the happy Mother's Day, Envy Arcade. I appreciate it. What are you doing for Mother's Day? You doing anything crazy? Getting brunch? I don't know. Did he say which way I go? Because the mind control facility seems cool. It's not to say I become mind controlled. Maybe I control other minds. Or maybe I escape.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Let's find out. Gonna go have dinner with the wife and the mother-in-law tomorrow? Nice. You guys gonna get fish? Steak? Burgers? Charles Xavier? Yeah, right? What is this? Did he
Now
say
the
go in here?
monitors jumped
I
to
don't know if he
life,
did.
their true nature revealed. Each bore the number
never
of
under
an
any
employee
circumstance
in the
what?
building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen.
Oh my God.
And Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Oh my god. What was I again? 467?
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under
Does that say
someone's
pirate?
control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
That does say pirate. Okay.
No. He refused to
It
believe
can't be
it.
true.
He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never.
No,
It was
not me. Not
unthinkable.
Stanley.
Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Maybe.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place.
What?
And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Yeah. Yeah. Seafood? Nice. Nice. What's the best kind of seafood? Mollusks? 427, thank you. I would never try to jump down, but I didn't see a way to be honest.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
Yeah. That's the game. Well, we won. All right, on to the next thing.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over?
That's what I just told the chat.
Yes. He had won.
I did it.
He had defeated the machine.
Yes.
Unshackled himself from someone else's command.
I'm
Freedom
saying.
was mere moments away.
I can't wait.
And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp?
That's true. How did
What
I get
other
out?
mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight
wonder.
streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to
Eh,
him.
I don't care.
For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness.
Because all I care about
Perhaps
is
his
being
goal
happy, so-
had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him
And
where to go,
remember,
what to do.
hydrate or
Whatever
die.
life he lives,
Welcome
it
in,
will
Big
be
Meat Bandit. How are you doing?
And that was all he needed to know. It was
Honestly, that's all that
perhaps
matters, you know?
The only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him.
Wow.
This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen.
Finally made it out.
And Stanley was happy.
Honestly, I'm so happy right now. Anyway, what a great game. Yeah. All right, chat. Time to rate out. There's 43 fucking endings. Are you kidding me? Wait, no, I'm back in the office. Cheers, everybody. By the way, I had cheers for Jones and Weeping Willow for those streaks. Cheers, cheers. Honestly, maybe if we down enough cheers juice, we'll forget that the
All of his
forest ever
co-workers
happened
were
today.
gone. What could it mean?
We'll forget
Stanley
that we ever
decided to go
played
to the
that
meeting
game.
room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Maybe I'll go back to it
What you doing in my
tomorrow
waters?
and then be happy. Thank you, Big Meat Bandit. Cheers. And be happy and be like, yo, I
When
forgot
Stanley
all about
came
it.
to a set
Oh,
of
I can
two
go right
open
now.
doors, he entered the
DB,
door on
welcome
his
in.
left.
How are you? DB Bandit. Happy Mother's Day to both of you. Welcome in. I hope you guys are having
This
a
was
great
not the correct way to the
Saturday.
meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Getting map for this game? Thank you, Gorge.
Yes,
That's right.
truly a room worth
Gorge
admiring.
on Black
It had really
Ram
been worth
GX
the detour
Gaming.
after
All of our
all,
fantastic
just to spend
content.
a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. But
What a beautiful
eager
room.
to get back to business, Stanley took the
We gotta
first
get back to
open door on
business.
his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
I don't listen to nobody. Do not jump from the cargo lift while it's in motion. Will cause death.
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do,
Nobody tells me how to
Stanley
play
leapt
this.
from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
They're right. I am. Almost went in the dangerous area. I probably will.
All of his
eventually.
co-workers were gone.
How's
What
my
could it mean?
Saturday?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
Trash.
Perhaps he had
It's been
simply
trash
missed a
so
memo.
far. Let's go into 420.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps
That's
he
another
wanted
ending.
to
Just
stop
got
by
back
the
from
employee
stuffing
lounge
your
first,
cram
just
hole
to
at
admire
Olive
it.
Garden? Yo, how many breadsticks did you get?
Yes, this room.
They're
Well,
bottomless.
eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
I'm just saying.
Stanley was so
Origami,
bad at
DB.
following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired.
They're not going to tell me what to do. 2 down, 41 to go. Was it 41 or
Stanley,
43?
I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time.
It's true, actually. If
There's
you listen to
someone
him, you
you've
get
been
outside. It's
neglecting,
nice.
Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself.
No!
I'm not asking for me. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Oh my god, I can't wait to see her.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her.
It sounds like she's
If you
reaching
can
out to me.
truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
All right. I'm going to pick up the phone now. Sasha? Sasha, is that
Stanley,
you?
is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife?
What
Who'd
the
want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on.
Whoa!
But you're in my story now.
Oh, fuck. Shit got wild. Strap in.
This is a very sad
Get
story
ready.
about the death of a man named Stanley.
Yo, what? What if I don't wanna? What? Fine.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
I hate this. Captain Whitey, welcome in. Hello, how are you?
Look at him there, pushing buttons.
Happy Mother's
doing
Day to you.
exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch.
I already
Now
ate lunch.
He's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
Vanilla Cream, have you played this?
But in his mind, in his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk,
so what are they doing
Stanley
to us?
dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
Captain Whitey, good? What are you doing for your Mother's Day?
And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
Ooh. Ram, do you like the game? So far, it's fun. So far, it's interesting. We got a lot of exploring to do, though. We only just started, you know? You played it on release. It's a really, really good game. I was saying it's got crazy high ratings.
So he went further. He imagined that he came to two
I
open
don't like being in
doors
this box,
and that he
though.
could go through either. At last, choice.
Yeah.
It barely even mattered what lay behind each door.
Yeah.
The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
Yes, I can make a decision.
As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls.
That's one.
Down another was
Done
a
that.
yellow line that weaved in many directions, and down another was a game with a baby.
What?
And he called it the Stanley Parable.
Okay, I'm not a baby. How fucking dare you tell me the kid's story?
It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again,
Okay, I've
over
done
and
that.
over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
All right. I love you.
But there is no answer.
Oh,
How could
no.
there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one.
I don't want to be here
And
anymore.
I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop.
I'm
Here,
listening.
Watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Okay, fine. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. Yeah. Yeah, what? It took my wife away. It's a real problem, Jelly. Country, welcome in. How are you? How long does this go for? Dude. Dude, get me out of here. I'm claustrophobic, probably. That's good to hear, Country. Happy Mother's Day to you. I hope you're having a great Mother's Day weekend. All right, I feel like I've got no choice. I can't. I don't have the patience. I don't have the patience to not hit this button. I'm going to do it. Come on, game, do something. The finger's going down.
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
That's so crazy. Country, sorry to hear that. I meant you for your mother. You as a mother. Are your kids doing anything for you, taking you out?
I suppose I can't. Not in the way I want him to.
They getting you some
I don't
pancakes?
make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again.
Do
And
what?
Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again. And Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
Yo, what the fuck just happened? Is that an ending? Thank God.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go
Nah,
to
I
the
was
meeting
stuck.
room. Perhaps he had simply missed
I
the
was
memo.
stuck in there for so long, I don't remember all the decisions I made to lead me there.
When
I'm
Stanley
gonna
came
go
to a
this
set
way
of
again.
two open doors,
I'm
this
not
was
gonna
not
go
the
to the
correct way to the
crane.
meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly
I'm gonna go
well.
through that door he
Perhaps
tells
he
me
wanted
to.
to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was sublime. a
Country,
work
they
of
don't
art.
come see you?
What was it? But eager to get back to business,
For Mother's
Stanley
Day?
took
That's
the
so
first
crazy.
open door on his left.
Grown
And
kids
so
are
he
not.
detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead
That's
to
wild.
the opposite door, and got back on track. But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here it's, left.
Oh, thank God.
Oh, no.
Oh.
No, it's to the right. My mistake. No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh, dear, would you hold on for a minute,
I'll
please?
wait. It's fine.
Now, let's see. We went down right, left.
We went left,
down,
then we went right.
Left, right.
Yep.
Yep. Okay, yes. I've got it now. This
Okay.
story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Awesome. Wait, where do we go from here?
No.
Oh.
This isn't right at all. You're
I
not
was
supposed to
wondering
be
how we get up
yet.
here.
This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes.
No, I've been here. I know what happens.
Okay. We just have to get back to Oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now.
Oh my
The
God,
whole
it's the
story
paperclip
completely
guy.
unusable.
Clippy.
How about rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning.
Wait, no, we
And
don't
this
need to do
time,
that.
Suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
From the top, make it drop
All of his co-workers were gone.
with this
What could it
wet
mean?
ass.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley... Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear I definitely restarted
Wait a
the
minute,
game
what?
over, completely fresh. Everything should be...
What's
Oh,
happening?
did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in
I
that
didn't
room
change
with all
anything.
the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere or...
No.
Hold on.
I'm not in
Well, I'm
control
asking
here.
You. I'm the one who wrote the story.
Yeah,
It
exactly.
was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come,
Oh,
Stanley.
fuck.
Let's find the story.
Gulp. I got you, country. I got you.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again?
No, don't restart it
Well,
again.
I find
'Cause
it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again. But
Exactly.
it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
No. I was about to figure it out, I
All of his
swear.
co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Okay, 3.5.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply
Jelly, you know
missed
the
a
WAP,
memo.
huh? There's a bucket in this game? Is it a skippity toilet?
Okay,
You've
yeah,
got to be
it's
fucking
worse.
kidding me.
I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from.
All right, then let's
Why
go
don't we
back.
go back the other direction and see if we missed anything.
All right, open it up. Thank you. Country, you ever played this? Why can't we ever go into 420? Or 425, 426?
Aha! I knew we'd missed
Wait a
something.
minute.
The story. Here it comes. No, wait. Never
What the-
mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and
No, because we
retrace our
just
steps.
went that way. What the fuck is
Now this-
this?
Well, I'll be honest. I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct?
No, wait.
Do you remember, Stanley?
No, this
Well, do you
seems
know
like a
what?
horror story, though.
Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win!
I did it!
Congratulations!
Let's go!
I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off. So, good job.
Look,
Oh, no.
I knew I could.
No, I don't feel right about this at all.
I do.
We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win.
Well-
Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay? I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
No, don't please.
All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line.
Oh!
Just follow the line. How simple is that?
I didn't even realize I was walking out. I closed my eyes. Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Oh, let's go. Not this ending, Jelly. It's not ended? Wait, where are we going? We finally do get to go into 426. Country, you got it, buddy. You got it.
You see? The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there?
Technically.
Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me.
No, go ahead.
Now, we can both agree that the nature of existence is in fact a byproduct of one's subjective experience of that existence, right?
Is that the Pixar lamp?
Okay. Now, if my experience of your existence rests inside of your subjective experience of this office, is this office, in fact, the skeleton of my own relative experiential mental subjective construct? Whoa. Hang on.
I'm following. I think you're right.
Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that.
No,
You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
Oh, thank you. This is way better. Wait a minute, how the fuck did this happen?
Wait, cut the music.
Wait,
Go
why?
back and look at that fern.
Wait, there was a fern?
Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story.
Okay.
Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
I think I got it. Fern, 2 windows. Okay, I got it. We putting the music back on?
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
Wait, is the line...
Oh, no, not again, Line. How could you have done this to us?
Line!
After we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
No, please! Oh. Okay. But this time, we're beating it for real. Do I trust the line?
You know what, Stanley?
What?
I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us?
Well...
We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something
I agree.
Exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Ooh, I like your thought process, Mr. Narrator. Let's go.
Now, yes, this is exciting.
This is
Just
crazy.
me
Anything
and
could happen.
Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you
It could
want
even
our
be
story to be?
going around in
Go
circles.
wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it.
Dude, I'm right there with you.
No,
Oh,
not
it's
you
the
again.
line!
Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms.
Why is the line
Just
trademarked?
don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
All right, line. I'm going to apologize on behalf of the narrator for ever trying to do this without you. I really do. I am so...
A choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute.
Okay. Yeah, I got you.
Okay. So I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere
Could go left, it could go right.
We're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds
We're gonna need some notes on
with
this
that
later.
counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic.
It's
Come,
right.
Stanley.
It's
our
correct.
destiny awaits.
Left is wrong. Everybody know. Oh, shit.
Hold up, what's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is?
Wait, this is...
It's all one giant ending?
Wait,
And we're supposed to restart
this
the game
is everything I've done.
8 times? That's really how all this goes?
I
It's
die.
all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am
No,
I
don't.
just supposed to forget?
Find
Well,
the
what
line
if I don't
again.
want to forget?
Follow the line.
My mind goes blank simply
Then I go
because it's
replica.
written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me?
A
Why
bookstore?
don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be.
Wait, so
I don't
narrator...
want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on.
No, me
I
neither.
don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I
Finally.
won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it.
That's what I'm talking about,
And
narrator.
the timer
Oh, shit.
stopped. Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle?
I think we're out.
Whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen?
Wait, open the door.
So, okay. I guess now we just wait.
Well,
you know,
okay.
I
Let's have
suppose
some
in
juice,
some
juice.
way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey. Though
I don't-
they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we?
I guess-
Eventually.
Or...
Well, in the meantime, if you...
No! They just...
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
I don't know if I'm
Stanley
out.
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps
I
he
out?
had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I think I'm out.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Standing now in this incredible room, Stanley for the first time understood true happiness. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the
Jones,
first
I have no
open
idea.
door on his left.
No, we can't go that way. I'm not getting stuck
And
in
so
the fucking...
he detoured through the maintenance section,
Getting
walked
taught a
straight
lesson
ahead to
thing.
the opposite door, and got back on track.
Wait, am I back on track? So we did do ending 4. Okay.
Yet
40,
there was not a single person there
39
either.
to go.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his
Whoa!
boss's
King of
office,
Guam with the
hoping he might find an answer
100
there.
streak. Let's go. King of Guam, welcome in. So good to see you. I hope you're having fun at D&D. I hope they're not trying to kill your
Coming
character.
to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of
scared.
facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that.
That's
And in
true.
such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy.
Maybe I'm crazy.
All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in
Yeah,
a
that
single
can't happen.
moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations.
Wait a
For
minute.
example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down?
Where's my feet?
Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went?
Why are the doors
And for
closing
that
automatically?
matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar.
Wait a
Were they
minute.
simply repeating?
Are all these doors
No,
exactly the
Stanley said to
same?
himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He
a
just
minute.
hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming!
Oh, dude, I'm
he
dreaming.
yelled. This is all a dream.
This has to all be a dream. I
What
figured it
a
out.
relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation.
So I just gotta wake
His
up.
co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job.
Yep.
He
And
wasn't
when I wake
crazy
up, my
after
coworkers
all.
will be there.
And he thought to
Get my
himself,
job.
I suppose I'll wake up soon.
Probably
I'll
wake
have
up
to go
soon.
back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons.
I can go back to
may
my
as
boring
well
real-life
enjoy
job
this
pushing
while I'm
buttons.
still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
Oh my God! Look, I'm floating because I can
He imagined
imagine it.
himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and
This is so
Stanley
much fun.
marveled that he had still not woken up. How
Wait a
was
minute,
he
why am I not
remaining
awake?
so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is
Wait.
there a voice in my head
What is that?
dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley,
Wait.
who found it particularly strange.
Why is the voice-
dreaming about a voice describing
Aware
me,
of the fact that
thinking
it's a
about
voice.
how it's describing my thoughts, he thought.
Whoa.
And while he thought it all very odd and
Wait a
wondered if
minute.
this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream.
Do I have
How could it
schizophrenia?
be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to
But if
take
I'm a-
responsibility for himself?
If I'm asleep, then none of this
Stanley
matters,
is
right?
as awake right now as he's ever been in his life.
Oh my God! What if I'm
Now, hearing
awake?
the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After
Wait.
all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream.
Voice.
Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too, surely.
Wait,
surely,
the
if
voice
he
is
could
me.
He
Ah!
would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream.
He's trying to kill me.
So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He
All right, I'm
felt
gonna wake
the
up.
cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one.
Yeah.
Let me wake up.
It's good, buddy.
I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job.
Let me continue pushing the buttons.
buttons.
Please, it's all I want.
I want my apartment and my wife and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
This is not.
Stanley began screaming.
Ah!
Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real.
Someone tell me
I must
I'm
be
real.
I must be. Can anyone hear my voice?
Please.
Who am I? And everything went black.
Oh shit! Everything went black.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Wait a minute. What?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other.
But hold
She
on.
rose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man
Oh,
who had
what?
stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and
Oh,
then
no.
collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man.
No, call the
He was
ambulance.
obviously crazy. This much she knew.
No.
Everyone knows what crazy people look like.
I'm not crazy.
And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal.
No, don't think about
I
that.
am
Save
sane.
me.
I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't.
Do you?
It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better.
Okay.
But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body.
Who the fuck is
And
this
then
bitch?
she turned and ran.
Mariella, you call the ambulance. What? This is so crazy. So crazy, Truffle. She just left me there to die because she had a meeting.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the
Bean?
meeting room. Perhaps
Jones,
he
what
had simply
Bean?
missed a memo.
Is that actually an ending? So there's For anyone just joining us, there's
When
43
Stanley
endings in
came
this
to a
game.
set of
You
two
never
open
know
doors. This
if an
was not
ending
the
is
correct
really
way
an
to the
ending
meeting
or
room,
not.
And Stanley knew it perfectly
I've
well.
been duped
Perhaps he
many
wanted to stop by
times.
the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
We got Jones and Jelly
Stanley
Jones.
felt lightheaded,
Keeping
butterflies
account,
in
we've
his
done
stomach.
5,
But eager to get
technically.
back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Well,
Yet there was not a
I
single
think I've done
person
everything
here
to the
either.
left.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs
Sometimes you
to
gotta
his
make
boss's
choices.
office.
Oh wait, I can't go down there. I can't go down there. That's right, I've already been in there. There's nothing. Is that a picture of a business strategy, and the business strategy is holding a gun to a panda's head while he looks at you with sad eyes? Yeah. I've done the boss's office the first time. Sugar-free, welcome in. How are you doing? Awful is right. Truffle. I mean, it is a business strategy, though. So, like, what did you guys do today? While we sit here in this washing machine for way too long. And why is it shaking like this? I do not feel safe. I would not feel safe in an elevator that's shaking like this. I usually don't feel great in elevators anyway. Not after seeing Final Destination 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the reboot. Yeah. Make sure you rip one before you leave. Elevators are fart boxes, for sure. That's what they're known for. I heard that's what Sugar-Free Sugar does. Every time he gets in a elevator, is he always farts. Oh, look at this. These papers are glowing. But I can't do anything with it. Did I just have to press the button again? No, I'm in the same fucking place. Farting place. Bro, that's just what I heard, Sugar-Free. That's just what I heard. From a very reputable source. So the elevator's endless until you press the button again, and then you just come out to the same place no matter what you do. Huh? Is that it? What if I press up? This is basically Marvel's What If. All right, well, there you go. The nephew slanders make me laugh. Well, that's just what I've heard.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course,
I don't see anything else I can do.
Possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck.
Sugar-Free Sugar, I don't know. Do you know?
He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Keep clicking everything? Or is that your feet? No, that's me clicking everything. I want to see if there's any secrets. Can I tell you a secret? I can count all the way to 55. I mean, I had put in the wrong code, Jones, the first time I walked in the office, and it didn't do anything.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that
You're
read
right.
Mind Control Facility. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it,
That's
the
how-
truth was that
Wait.
at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Violent death? Oh.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Well, you gotta at some point. I just got the balls to do it right now. Sugar-free, that's because I am your dad. What'd you get me for Father's Day? Better be something good, by the way. I know you're making money now. Oh, shit. Laura, thank you for all the cats. Oh, shit. Wait.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture.
Wait a minute.
He doesn't know the real story.
What's the pancake
trapped
maker?
forever in his narrow vision of what this world is.
Wait, hold on.
Perhaps his death was of no great loss.
Wait, it
when
said
plucking
this
the
was an
eyeballs
escape.
from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
No. It don't gotta be like this. It don't gotta be like this. Ooh, I'm safe.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as
who's
Stanley
this?
was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body,
No,
killing
wait.
him instantly.
Wait, it does. Oh! Wait a minute.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever.
No, wait, don't make me
What
restart.
exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
Wait a minute.
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Wait a minute, what? I'm dead? Those are my filing cabinets. These are the office computers. That's Solitaire. This is the team that worked on it. Wait a minute. It's a desk. And doors 1, 2, and 3. Ooh, buttons. But wait a minute. Warzone. And we designed an ending where Stanley would end up in a battlefield fighting aliens. The action game would become the sentient and would wage war against the narrator. We realized shortly after starting to build it that it was far too jokey and on the nose for the tone of the game. Plus, some people interpreted it as making fun of people who like shooters, which was not our intention. Interesting. Ooh. Is there capybaras? And jelly. I am your brother. Narrator emails. This makes me think of the Truman Show. I can see it. I can see it 100%. It's very weird. It's because we're seeing the behind the scenes of everything. This feels like a secret ending, but it's probably not a secret ending. Disobey Lounge. The other entrance would be hidden depending on how you entered. Wait, what? We've done the confusion ending. Other entrance would be hidden. What? One doorway to maintenance in the lounge and the original back on track option. Yep, which we done. Wait, there's a vent? What about this? Yeah, we need to find this vent. What is this? Hey, it's that monitor room elevator. I'm so confused how this place is put together. I don't know if I'm backtracking, if I'm going forward. I don't know what they want me to do.
Kind of thing you pick up on intuitively if you had even the most fundamental understanding of good and bad game design. But of course, you being you, you'll probably spend the next hour trying to solve it. Here, I'm just going to make this easy on you. In the river.
It is like a museum of the game development. But are they trying to trick me? That's what I don't know, Truffle. They're always trying to trick you. They're always trying to make you think one thing, and then it's another thing after that. But there's an exit that way. They have 3 Stanley offices. I think we've seen everything. Let's go to the exit. See what happens.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free. Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another?
Me and the narrator?
No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen.
Oh, what? Huh?
But listen to me.
Wait a minute.
You can still
No.
save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail.
Viking, welcome, man.
Press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let time...
Yeah, you're not gonna get inside him. Ah, fuck, he's gonna get inside him. Oh, shit. Viking, how are you doing? Doing good. Doing good. We're playing the Stanley Parable. Have you ever played this?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Ending 6. Let's go. What? You thinking what I'm thinking?
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
I could figure what that means. Oh. What's it about? Whew. I have
Hello,
a
and
boring
thank
office
you for
job,
playing
and
the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
there's
As you may know, the Stanley Parable
I don't know.
was
I don't
a
know what's
video
going
game
on.
released in 2013
I don't know what it's about.
on home computers.
it's a comedy game.
After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home
Actually, they're
computers.
explaining it right now, I guess.
The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable,
Oh.
delighting audiences the world over. Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
Do you think there actually
Okay,
is?
So far, it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
I feel like there's no DLC, and that's the DLC.
Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... Oh,
we're going.
Go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
Is there 43 endings counting whatever's happening here?
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if Oh, okay. Let's see the content.
All right, we got
Give
new
me the
content,
content,
probably.
Stanley.
Took a nap. Let's go.
All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
Oh, we can jump. We only got 25 jumps remaining, everybody. Viking, this is the game in a nutshell. Kind of just a really confusing world of you never know what you're going to find. Wait, what do you mean? Oh, I can't jump now. Wait. This is the DLC. Wait. Could I have jumped if I wasn't in the circle, but now I used them all?
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right? Goodness. Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this
Super
is new
exciting,
content,
according to
then I
Viking.
could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could counter 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable
That'd be
Ultra
cool.
Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours
Wait a
of new
minute.
content. And
It only took
wait.
20 hours to read the
There's more.
dictionary?
Very good. Yes.
Oh.
I knew there had to be something else.
Don't worry, Viking.
Let's see
There's
it.
more.
I'm ready for whatever it is. That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when
This is the
greedy
problem with
video game
DLC
developers
today.
with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make
Thank
an
you,
easy
narrator.
dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore."
Are
What
you
quality
serious?
assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended. And
Same.
I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable.
Good. That's what it's for.
It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content.
No,
I'm
it's
afraid.
okay.
It could never have lived up
Don't
to
blame
such
yourself, narrator. It's
expectations.
fine.
If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game?
No, I don't
And
want to.
we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about.
Look, I'm
No frills, no gimmicks.
good. I don't.
Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
Okay. I guess. Let's go. And never mind. Wait. This isn't where I parked my car.
Psst. Stanley, come over here. In the vent. I want to show you something.
Last time I did this, there was a clown that turned out to really be a space spider who was really a ball of light that ate me and my other friends after creating enough fear in us because the fear made us taste better, apparently. And so I don't want to go in the vent.
Oh, you don't want to see the cool surprise I made for you? Well, fine. You're a dork anyway, so who cares?
Whoa, fuck you, narrator. I thought we were on the same side. Fine, I'll go in your fucking vent.
Oh, never mind. You're not a dork.
Thank you. I was going to say the same thing, not a dork. But it was pretty mean. They all float down here. That's actually
Okay,
correct.
you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got
Yeah.
me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it.
Wow.
Just our little secret. Take a look. I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
There it is. It's
you
on
see,
Steam.
Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap re-release?
Yeah.
Remember back in October of 2013?
God, back in
when
the day.
game originally
Wait, I
launched?
never played it back then.
Back then, video games had
Hey,
integrity.
that's me.
Back then,
We
it
look
all
exactly
meant
the same.
Something. Oh, the waste.
Good times. Just being in the office. Chilling. Wait. Download the demo for free? Trip down memory lane. Look. It's true, it did happen. Wow, that's a big fucking dollar. Unachievable. It's impossible to get this achievement. You know how much that would piss off achievement hunters? They can never 100% the game just because of a massive troll from the devs. Go outside, don't play for 5 years. Well, we'll get that achievement in 2030. Hey, that's me. That's when I died earlier. And that lady wouldn't call the ambulance. That'd be hilarious. It'd be such a troll, but that's what's funny about it, you know?
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable.
Oh my God.
Like this stunning triumph of games journalism. 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie
Destructoid.
Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art.
True.
Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created.
All of
That's
them.
how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was.
Yeah,
It was
that's
literally
cool.
every game ever created. It was Skyrim. It was Persona 3. It was all of them. And now it's
Final
nothing.
Fantasy.
It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore.
No, now it's
just a husk.
Yeah,
rattle.
just a cheap DLC that's not even
lifeless
real.
Husk with an hour of new elevator content.
I do like elevator content, though. Any maintenance for that? You watch me play this for 5 years? No, I need to not play it for 5 years. You can watch me not play it. That's what the achievement said. Hardest game to 100%. And then in the thumbnail, just put that achievement. I guess that's already the
Here's
answer.
another moving passage.
Right in the thumbnail.
This time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable
Is this
both
just
a richly
looking
stimulating
at
commentary
reviews
on the nature of choice
of the
in
game?
games, and one that offers some of the most
You're welcome
enjoyable,
for the elevator
surprising, and
content.
rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The
5
game
years
was
in
perfect.
one day.
It didn't
We
need
need to
anything
play it.
else. It didn't need new content. It just needed to be left alone. To spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories.
That's what I thought, but here I am playing it. Wait. You open. I can't reach the door you opened. Narrator. Narrator, I need you to. That's a serious room. I need to. Oh, I need to get in there. Wait.
These were simpler times, Stanley.
No,
What
narrator.
I wouldn't
Address.
give to go back, to have it all over again. Wait, hang on.
Wait, what is this?
I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here? Oh no. Oh God, no.
Steam
Stanley, It's
reviews.
a collection of reviews from Steam, the online video game distributor. I haven't looked at these in years.
Wait a
I
minute.
can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
They seem like they were all good reviews so far. Oh.
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
The game calling out people for leaving shitty reviews has to be the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I?
No.
You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness.
Not a little,
It's
but
actually
not
quite
that
shocking
much.
for me. Well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with.
Yeah, no, I
can't
thought
know
that.
how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did. But maybe it wasn't. Oh, dear.
It's okay,
What an
narrator. We don't have to
awful
listen to
memory
every
have to
review.
hold on to. These black marks are my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure.
No, don't
like
feel
I let
bad.
these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always... What's this one got to
Wait.
say?
Yeah, what's this?
You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt.
No, we...
Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
All right.
And here it is. Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more profound such ruminations. Not that, of course, you need a description of it, but if I had to describe it, I'd say it was perhaps less of a rumination.
Okay, this has to be the most toxic yet hilarious thing a developer has ever done. They took a shitty review of how the person wanted a skip button, created an entire DLC where they put that person and the review on blast, and then created a skip button just to shit on that one person and point out how much of an asshole they are. That's so funny.
And more of a treatise. Or maybe a manifesto. Look, I'll outline it for you very
just goes
briefly,
so
and you
far.
can tell me what you think. Okay, so my theory is that any choice you've ever
To be
made
salty
is
about
simply a
a
series
bad
of
review.
choices made by the person who you are, or were, or will be at the time of having made said choice. That is to say, if by articulating a choice you've already made, you bring that choice into being, then by making no choice and saying nothing, are you not simply erecting in the sanctuary of time a monument to every person you've ever been, making every choice to which you've ever given your Greek gift of mortal and yet timeless thought? Or rather, to all of the choices you've ever... Well, there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you?
A little
That's
bit.
the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to go poof, and it's all over. Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes.
That's it?
It's not unendurable by any means, but it's, well, there's really only so much I can ramble on. Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours.
12 hours?
You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're... Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back. Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again.
Oh, no.
Stanley, I think it's been a week.
A week?
Or 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all
Hold
that
on.
time. Just sitting here. Not a
Let's just-
single person to speak with. And you'd think that that's just how it's always been, right?
Yeah.
Me talking and you saying nothing.
Well, I talk
Would
sometimes.
you think that it's exactly the same as always? Doesn't that feel like what we've already been doing?
I just feel like this is taking too long.
Talking?
Narrator?
Oh, hello, it's you. You're here again. Welcome.
I'm
I
back.
have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time. I
How much
stopped
time has it
keeping
been?
track after a year.
It's been
Have you
a
ever
year?
sat down
We've
in one
skipped?
place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you. To begin with, there is only regret. There is only the turning wheel of missed opportunities. I felt nothing at all but regret for the longest time, Stanley. Days, months. I lost it all.
This is
in
like
a
that Adam
blur of
Sandler
the
movie where he's got
deepest
the
longing
remote.
to undo the past. And when that
And he's
feeling had
skipping a
begun
bunch
to
of time and he
subside,
regrets it at
what
the
took
end.
its place is what I can only describe as the collapse.
Click. That's it. Thank you. Narrator? Narrator? My God, narrator's dead. We've skipped the narrator's entire life. Oh God, I can't reach it. Narrator, please!
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned. They screamed. They gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs-down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But then, he's talking too much, they said. First, he didn't entertain us, now he won't shut up. It's the inconsistency, it's the lack of accountability. It's the unwillingness to examine with an uncompromising heart the words that they are speaking into the world. As though there were no consequences for a lack of cohesion in one's assessment of others.
Right,
but of
right.
course,
Well,
absolutely anyone can leave a review. So here's
true,
what
that's
we
the
get.
problem.
We get these demands that seek everything and are accountable to nothing. We get a world where someone will say, oh, there should be a skip button.
Right,
You should be
I agree.
able to freeze Stanley in place while the narrator sits there forever and ever. We want all of this in the new Stanley Parable. We demand it. And then, because it was said, because it was spoken, now it simply has to happen.
All right.
The most immediate desire.
Well, hold on, let's skip.
Every single
Truffle, we're not going anywhere for a while.
The end is never the end, 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 is never the end.
Narrator, are you okay?
End is never the end, is never the end, is never.
We broke narrator. There's a leak. There's a leak, narrator. God. Narrator? 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 Oh, God. Narrator? How many fucking times do I gotta press the skip button because of one bad comment? You know, I want out of here. This one's scary. Narrator? No, the skip button. A way out. Oh no. One bad review led to me being stuck at the end of existence. Just me and the sandworms now. This has really gone far. Too far, some would say. One bad review? The end. You gotta be fucking kidding
All of his
me.
co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
And
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
we're back
Perhaps
at
he had
the
simply
start.
missed a memo.
New content.
Oh, good. You noticed my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
That was for sure the saltiest thing I've ever seen a developer do. Ever.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be.
Yeah,
The
so far it's
original
been meh.
Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy.
That's what
So
I thought too.
forget this ultra deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which
What does
is
that mean?
why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever the Stanley Parable 2. Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly re-release with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up.
Yeah.
Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for.
Oh my god. I love it.
Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it.
Ears,
I
eyes,
figure
nostrils,
that
arms,
if I can
legs.
loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
Okay, so we're gonna skip seeing the new features. Are they not built yet, Narrator?
Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
Oh. The reassurance bucket. The button that says the name of the player that is playing the game. Whoa.
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the
Well, it's
first
like my
and
porridge,
most
it's just
obvious
right.
answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button, which speaks the name of the person playing the game. Isn't that wonderful?
Ooh, chat. I don't know. Is this game gonna dox me? Is this gonna tell everybody what my real name is? I don't know if I want to press this.
Jim. Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role-play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature. Just play along. I promise you'll love it. Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim. I want you to imagine yourself living as Jim.
Okay.
Sleeping and waking as Jim.
And that is my
Falling in
name, so.
love and being heartbroken as Jim. Seizing all of the world's possibilities as Jim. And as Jim, watching your dreams crumble into dust. Do you feel it deeply? Are you really, truly Jim right now?
I am
If so,
Jim.
then please step forward and press the button.
I am Jim.
Jim. Yes, you see? What a thrill, what a rush. That
It feels
was
so
you.
good to be Jim.
The button described you. Do it again, do it again. Jim. It hits even harder the second time. If this were the only new feature in the Stanley Parable 2, it would still be worth the money. Let's take a break from the Jim button. I'm too emotionally drained from all of this personal validation.
All right. I don't think I could be Jim any longer. It's a tough life. It's a tough life, but I loved it.
I suppose I could
I'd
allow
definitely
only
go back
people
to being
named
Jim
Jim
later.
to play the Stanley Parable 2. That would actually save me the work of finishing this feature.
Infinite hole. No screenshots. Let's check out the bucket. Playground Jim.
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I am happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true.
Ooh, let me hold
As
it.
you hold onto the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting.
Ooh,
You
okay.
may
I
even
just
come
like
to
to.
long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms.
Okay, let me
And
hold
to
the
be
bucket.
honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less
Wait.
uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution.
I agree.
Come on,
Now let me hold the bucket.
give it a try. Can you feel it? The
No.
glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in
No.
fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding
it?
it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person.
Oh.
The benefits of the bucket seem to go on and on, don't they?
I.
All this and more
Maybe I like the
await
bucket.
you in the Stanley Parable 2.
Dang. Did I get to keep the bucket? Let's go. All right, hold on. Give me 2 seconds. I gotta blow my nose, everybody. I gotta blow my nose. BRB. Much better. Much better. I started talking, forgetting that I muted it 2 seconds ago. Too much information. You know what, DB? I literally muted it just for you. Next time, I'm not going to mute it. I'm going to blow my nose right here on camera. Just for you.
Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in
breathe
a
now?
video game? Okay,
I can
I'll
breathe
be
before
honest,
it's
I
just
haven't
running.
yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with?
You don't need to be that much more attractive. We'll just hold on the bucket for a little bit. Man, that's all you need. Jim, Bob, Joe, Henry, Jed from Corn Creek. That's a good name. Let's get well someday.
You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted
Jim.
all along. Happy 12th birthday,
Aw.
step-niece it
Thank
is.
you, step uncle. Give me that balloon. Let me put it in my bucket. DB, you'll report me. I'll report you for false
Or
reporting.
actually, maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision. We're moving on.
Hold on. Do I just get to keep the bucket?
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm
infinite
truly
hole.
fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is, in fact, a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right.
It's kind of been
Infinite
done.
Falling. You can fall until the end of time, if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium.
Wait a minute. Why is this coming down? It has been done in Portal. You can create 2 portals. You just keep going through. Huh. Oh, no.
You see?
Wait a minute.
Isn't it wonderful? One
No.
of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so.
I don't
Now
like
then,
it.
Since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward. Great. Now,
Ooh.
I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel.
Infinite Hole's cool. I like it. I like it. The Infinite Hole. You've never been? DB, you're getting sleepy. Drink some espresso. Free new plus easy achievement. It just works. Get it here. The last time this happened and I saw that exact same
Now,
sign.
here's something special. You remember that broken
Woke up
test
in Tallahassee
achievement that
and I didn't
got
have
left
my
in the
wallet.
game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement.
Oh,
Yes.
shit.
You see, you'll come... Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the
Wait.
achievement is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel.
No,
To at last
please, I need the
satisfy
achievement.
hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
Give me the... Give me the achievement. Choose everybody.
What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
Collectibles? I guess let's check those out first before we leave. Whoa.
Collectibles.
Space
Now
time.
it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be
Well, where's the
no
way out?
reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
Oh my god. Look at it. Hey, let's go. The Ramley Parable it is. Collect them all.
God, it
Are
really
these
is the
Pokemon?
worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fat... Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe.
Ultra
what does
Deluxe.
It even mean?
Yeah, what
All
does
right,
that mean?
Have you seen everything you wanted to? Ready to move on now?
I guess. Wait. No, there was another thing. This is the exit. Hold on. Hold on. We don't want to go that way yet. There was something else like right back there. That seemed like a back room and it didn't seem to have anything. And I thought that was the exit. But it turns out this is the exit. We didn't actually go to merch settings world champion. Okay. So we missed some things. Let's go check out the merch. I didn't think the merch was something. It's not. That's just a number 2 on a shirt. Welcome, number 2. When I see that, all I think of is Austina Powers. Ooh. Where's the new orange? I like it. The baby's all grown up. I hope nobody took any screenshots, because if he did, it might have crashed the
An
game.
epilogue would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley? Yes, yes, it would go at the end of the...
Ooh, an epilogue.
Well, we'll figure that out later.
Settings world champion. All right, well, that was a waste of time. Classic. Classic. So I'll tell you this. We're definitely not doing all 43. I think we're going to mix it up. I think we're going to play a couple games today. So I have some of the comedy games in mind. But I got to buy them. But I don't know how much further we'll take this. We'll see. Erod, welcome back. I'm just glad I got this bucket.
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment.
Okay, let's do it.
I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience. Okay. Are you ready? Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2.
Oh my God. Wait.
Well, I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay,
That's
never mind.
the whole thing?
Hold on. Let me do a different arrangement. Okay, yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2.
This is
Who
worse.
am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they wouldn't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original.
No gags, not even the ones for your mouth.
Maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with
Ultra
bold
Deluxe.
and uncompromising conviction, this is the Stanley Parable 2. Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
All right. They just main menued me.
What you doing in my waters?
Oh, I'm so glad you asked. I'm cheersing you. Erod, have a fun time. I hope you have a great time at the event. He started to talk, and I already clicked the skip button. Oh, no, I feel bad. Oh, my God, balloons
All of his
everywhere.
co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I don't know that it is an ending, Jones. None of the other balloons are here. So is the true ending
Stanley felt the bucket calling
not
to him, begging him
in the
to pick
standard
it up.
game? Is
Why
it only
was
in
he
this
not doing
version?
it? When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley
It is in the
knew
standard game?
perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
There's a vent in here, by
The
the way.
lounge was grand, majestic, perhaps too majestic.
There's not a vent in here.
Like
They
a
lie.
combination of a much smaller version and a much larger version of this exact room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Is it
The moment he
2845?
entered his manager's office, Stanley froze in his tracks. Not a living soul anywhere. Could he really be all alone? This was too much for Stanley to take. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
Don't talk about my anxiety. All right, well, this is actually making it way better.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
I was in the bathroom. I checked everywhere else, but... Damn it. Oh, hey.
You found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember, no reward for collecting all of these. Only the intrinsic pleasure
Is
of a
the
job
developer
well done.
Stanley?
You can't buy that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
He's lying? Don't talk about the narrator that way. He would never lie. Not to me. I assume.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. Although this passageway had the word, but of course, Stanley thought better of it and realized he simply had too much to live for.
I do. It's true. It's facts. Spider Brit, welcome in. How are you?
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold?
Right, I like that.
Stanley thought
I
to
like
himself.
that.
Did he have the strength?
It's because Stanley
to find
cups are
out?
lined with lead. Everybody knows that. Therefore, making the contents of all Stanley cups poison. Everybody knows that. Huge facts.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced
talking
to
about
images
Spider
on a
Brit. You
screen.
win?
And Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
427. I'm right there. I'm right here. I think. We'll find out in just a second. I was right. Let's go. If you ain't first, you're last. God, that's the truth.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control
But
all
second
this
place is
time?
pretty good. Congrats.
Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring
Congrats.
job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Using the sniper?
No. He refused to believe
Thanks,
it.
you carried
He
your team?
couldn't
I thought you
accept
probably
it.
would have carried
His
your team.
own life in someone else's
I just
control.
wasn't gonna say that.
Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Opposite. See, I knew you were going to be too
But
humble.
here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with
I told
emotions.
everybody.
Happy
Here comes
or sad
Spider Brit
or
the humble.
content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
We need to have 5 endings, the bucket, and then 6 figures. So we have 5 endings. We did get the bucket, and we got 2 figurines. Spooky. See? I knew it. The most humble. Some say...
And when at last he found the source of the room's power. Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you?
What? Oh, that says
enslaved all
on.
these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control?
Yes.
Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do.
What do you mean?
You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better.
How could I
than
use
that.
this machine against
I'm
chat?
afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation
no, I just
system. In the event
turned on the
this
emergency
machine is
detonation
activated
system.
without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are said to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say 2 minutes.
2 minutes?
Now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley?
No!
It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires.
Wait, how?
Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, to where we're going.
Which one's
all
2?
this means, I barely know where to start.
We need to press 3, but where's 3?
You'd like to know where your co-workers are. A moment of solace before you're obliterated.
Wait, hold on.
I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone.
You sick son of a bitch!
Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing.
Okay.
Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it.
Oh, no,
I'm going
no.
to put some extra time on the clock. Why not?
Oh, thank you.
These are precious
2
additional
hours?
seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees.
No.
Oh, dear
Wait,
me. What's
never mind.
the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now?
Yeah.
Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean,
you son of a bitch.
Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me.
Something will save me.
Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is?
No.
Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't.
You sick son of a bitch.
Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle.
Wait, hold on. Give me more time. Give me more time.
Being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully?
No.
Another choice. Make it.
I'm making a choice.
It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life.
You son of a. Wait, hold on.
Until the moment I say, happily ever after.
No. I think we lost. I think. Wait a minute.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Dog mode. We're in dog mode.
Stanley went around touching every little... Stanley
It's the
picked
bucket.
up the bucket.
Number of buttons on the wall, but I don't know if they do anything. I don't know if anything did anything, maybe, but who knows?
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt
Does
the
feel like
bucket
Courage the
calling to
Cowardly
him,
Dog, doesn't
telling
it?
him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here
I love
it was.
Courage.
Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this now?
Got barks for you. It's pretty
The
close.
bucket was wrong.
Cozy, have you
Stanley
played this?
took the door on his left to go back, and so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
How can we find them?
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's
You've
office.
watched it, been streamed a lot.
Another miniature Stanley
Another miniature
figurine.
Stanley that
This,
I knew to find
you know,
all
there
on my
really
own.
Must be a snappier name for these things. What about mini stands? Stanley figs? What about Stanlerines?
Stanlerines.
Yes,
Ooh.
I think I like that. Another
That's the one.
Stanlerine under your belt.
Mini Rams? Mini Ramleys? And so for one of these, you need to just not have the bucket? Damn. There's one at the bottom of the stairs if I go back. I don't know if I can go back. Dang.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even now, in his darkest, but Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket
Cozy, how's your
guiding
day?
him?
How's your Saturday?
Yes,
Happy Mother's
this is
Day to
certainly
you.
the most logical explanation.
Take the fastest exit out of here. Oh, just murdering myself?
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate.
Cozy, are you still working at...
It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the
Was it
bucket.
Aldi's?
Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would
At the
be
grocery
right.
store? Or
The
what?
bucket is here for you,
I'm trying to
Stanley.
remember.
Everything will
It's been a
be
while
fine.
since we talked about it, but you still there?
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control
Okay, it was
Facility.
Aldi. I thought so. I don't know if there's many other choices I can make that way. I honestly don't know
Although
how
this
I would end up
passageway
in
had
these
the
other...
word escape written on it. The truth was that
Endings.
at the end of this hall, Stanley
After the
and the
stairs, we
bucket
gotta practice
would
our
both
jumping
meet a
skills.
violent
I can't
death.
jump. There's no jump.
The door behind them was not shut. Stanley and the bucket still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley and the bucket were knowingly walking forward into a very painful death for each of them.
Okay, well, like, hold on. Let's just chill. Now do I restart? Wait. No, because I have the bucket. Oh, do I have to do this whole thing again? Can I do this? Is this an ending? Or will that reset everything? I'm scared it'll reset everything.
As the machine
I
whirred
can
into
and it won't
motion,
reset me?
Stanley and the bucket inched closer to their demise.
All right. Oh, okay.
All
We're
of
good.
his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
All right, no bucket this time. No. What do you mean
When
no?
Stanley came
Oh,
to
we
a set of
just
two
did that
open
one.
doors, he entered the door on his left.
That one is wild though. A large room, A lot of boxes. Stairs. Something to do with stairs. Some are both red and blue. Now, I don't know. Maybe if you go right down the elevator.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Okay, I'm going back to the name of these little Stanley figurines, and now I'm torn between Stanlerines and Figlies. What do you think,
Great
Stanley?
names.
What name better encapsulates the intrinsic sense of happiness that you get from
Where's the
seeing a
skip
small
button?
number in the corner of your screen go up by 1? Let me sit on it. I'm sure it will come to me.
He'll figure it out.
But Stanley just couldn't.
No,
do
no,
it.
wait.
He
I don't want to.
considered the possibility of
No,
facing
no, no,
his
no, no.
boss, admitting
No,
he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that.
I don't want to do this again.
How long was I sitting there? Stanley wondered
All
to
right,
himself.
so
Minutes?
now I need the
Days?
bucket and the cargo
Centuries?
area.
Did something crucial happen
Is that
while my
how it is,
senses
Jelly?
were turned? He made a note to be
No,
more
no, no,
careful
wait,
with
wait,
time
wait, wait.
from now on.
Wait, was it the first time you've seen
Stanley
it?
lifted the bucket into his
Fifth
arms,
Element's a great
and
movie.
a wave of
Bruce
comfort
Willis?
rushed over him.
How is Bruce Willis doing? Is Bruce
Stanley
Willis?
clutched the bucket tightly to his chin. This was not the correct
Any
way to
better?
the meeting room, but
No, his
Stanley
health
had
was,
felt
like,
the bucket
atrocious.
calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
Meat popsicle.
And here it
I'm not gonna
was.
lie, I
Had
read
the
that as a
bucket
meat
turned out to
politician
be
for a
correct?
second there.
Was this no?
And I think I know my
Never mind.
name the next time I
Bucket was
play
wrong.
uh
Stanley took the door on his left
Jackbox.
to go
Meat
back,
politician.
And so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight
I'm in the
ahead
meat
to
party.
opposite door.
Put sugar in your mouth, it works?
Oh, good,
no
Stanley.
way.
I'm glad
To
you
reverse
found your way
burning?
here. I knew you'd find this
Probably
place
lose my teeth.
eventually.
Oh my god. You care about me, you really
your friends
do.
and I are concerned for you, Stanley.
Well, that's
We've
fair.
come together
because-
here because we care about you very much.
Thank you.
It's this bucket you're carrying around everywhere.
What about it?
The bucket isn't even from the original Stanley Parable. It's just sequel content.
Well, yeah,
We're
but-
the ones that matter, Stanley. Classic
I'm playing
characters
the-
from the first game, like the Adventure Line and the Broom Closet. Because that's what fans want from a sequel. They want more of their favorite jokes. Not
Yeah,
this
but this is a new
bucket
joke.
that they've never seen before.
But I like the
Yes,
bucket.
I know I'm the one who gave you the bucket, but you're spending too much time with it.
What?
Don't you want another
You didn't
story
say I could.
involving the Adventure Line? We could make the Adventure
No,
Line
I don't
go
wanna do the
somewhere
Adventure
new.
Line.
Yes, yes, that's what the fans want. Let's do it.
No, I want my bucket. I'm gonna hide in here. I'm gonna hide in the closet with my bucket, and I'm not coming out of it. He's rough. Bruce is not doing well. I didn't think so. But he hasn't been doing well in a long time, right? It's been like a couple years. Give you a name. A name? You was vote for meat? A proud supporter of the meat party. Big meat bandit. Where's the name button? I want to be Jim again. All right. I don't want to do this line.
Look at that wacky line. Who knows where
No,
it'll
I'm
go
done
off
with
to
the line.
next?
I'm bored of the
and it
line
played some
now.
silly music as well.
No, this is the line music.
Now this is what the Stanley Parable is all about. Don't you remember all those great jokes from the original dialogue? Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Okay, don't tell everybody.
It's as classic now as it was back then. Let's do it for the fans, Stanley. Let's give them more content exactly like this. But if we want to do that, you're going to have to give something up.
You can't even speak right now, Jones? Oh my god. Well, I'm still watching Die Hard every Christmas. No one will stop me. Don't nut at the baby. That's a good point. Who did that? Who did that? Air makes it worse.
Don't you get it, Stanley?
Breathing.
We need to get rid of the bucket. That's why I'm very proud to introduce a brand new character. This is the Bucket Destroyer.
No, wait, what?
I think it'll make a wonderful new addition to the rich lore of the Stanley Parable. True,
No,
it
wait.
also was not in the original game, but it's such a well-fleshed-out character with so much personality that to
No.
me, it already feels as though it's been part
No.
of the cast all along. Don't you
You can't
agree?
give it the bucket and take it away.
Can you guess what the bucket destroyer does?
I
Surely
assume
you don't need me to spell it out for you.
it's a destroyer of happiness.
Go ahead now, Stanley. Say goodbye to the bucket, and then pop it into the machine when you're ready.
I don't see a way out of this bucket. Just you and me.
Now listen to me. It's crucial that you give it the bucket.
I know,
I don't
I'm
know
talking
what
to
the
the
bucket
bucket. I
destroyer
wanna say
will do
goodbye.
if it can't destroy your bucket. Destroying buckets is all it knows. That is its singular personality trait.
Okay.
Sure, I can hear you saying, how does a character with only one personality trait deserve to join the pantheon of beloved Stanley Parable characters? Well, you see, if you were to really explore the bucket,
Funny,
buckets
Erod.
is so densely loaded with complexity and nuance that it's really like 10 personality traits. What other object in this game can you even say that about? The broom closet? Certainly not. I wonder what sort of bucket destroyer merchandise the fans will be clamoring for after this. Okay, the bucket destroyer is getting very upset now.
No.
You'll have to hurry and feed it.
Look,
We
if you
can't
don't give me
get back
time to
to the
talk to the
classic
bucket,
Stanley
I'm not
Parable
throwing it
characters
in
like
there.
the Adventure Line or the bucket destroyer until you crush that damn bucket.
No.
Quickly now.
No.
The fans are waiting. Do it.
No.
The fans, Stanley. Give the fans what they want.
No, the
Hurry
fans don't
and-
want this. Otherwise, I would have seen one of them say something about it. Nobody said throw the bucket in there. Not one. God.
The bucket destroyer. My prized creation. You had so much potential. We were going to do such marvelous things with you, tell such spellbinding stories about you. All of it squandered now. Goodbye, new friend. For the moment in time that you were here, you were magnificent.
Sorry, bucket destroyer. You had to go. The Pope of the bucket. I wear lederhosen. Welcome in. How are you? The bucket will look. If you protect the bucket, the bucket
All of his
will protect
co-workers
you.
were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps
You know,
he
I
had
don't think I
simply
found
missed a
one
memo.
figurine down there, Jelly. I didn't find one figurine. Actually, don't know how many I have. Jelly, how do I find the next one?
The
I'm gonna take the
confusion and
bucket.
the chaos all seemed to melt away as Stanley embraced the bucket.
That was cargo.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the
You're acting like
employee
there's
lounge
a
was
big
simply the
sign
place to
above
be.
them that tell you what those
And
are.
here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was it no? Never mind. The bucket was
Maintenance
wrong.
has cargo in it.
Stanley took the door
There was
on his
boxes
left
everywhere.
to go back to the meeting room. No, said the bucket.
Don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
All right, bucket. I'll go to the cargo lift.
Good,
No, wait.
said the bucket. Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him.
Bucket?
It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But
Wait.
Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact.
Buckets
He
can't
was
talk.
firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
All right, bucket. I got you. Did you just see that? Skill and finesse that ain't nobody else got. Oh, look. There's a way to a vent right there. Danger. Danger everywhere. There's a bunch of people with my middle name. I didn't know that. Yo.
No, stop. Look
Wait.
there on the wall. You see, there's a sign right there. It says, no buckets past this point.
Wait, what?
Stanley, how could you think it was okay to bring the bucket here?
Well,
Unless- What if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket?
No, I know what a
suppose
bucket
that would
is.
explain a lot about your behavior up to this point. Which, if that's true, well, my goodness, I think we have to do something about it. This misunderstanding could have dire consequences on the entire rest of the game if not addressed quickly and properly.
No, we don't need to address
much
it.
Of the
Look,
impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of what is and
Stop.
isn't a bucket.
stop trying to
Please,
tear me apart from my
step in
bucket.
here for a moment.
Okay, I'll step in.
Now then, I'm going to run you through some test scenarios, and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket. Simple enough, right? This should tell us everything we'll ever need to know about what is or is not a bucket.
Okay, I got
let's
you.
begin.
Okay.
Item 1. Is this a bucket?
Oh, God. Well, there's metal and it's shaped and there's a handle. Now, I don't know if that's quite a bucket.
Correct. It is a hologram of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
I knew the whole time. Look. Nobody knew more than me.
Item 2. Is this a bucket?
Oh, shit. All right. So it's exactly the same in every way. But trick question. Last time it was a hologram of a bucket. This time... Hold on. I need to phone a friend. Chat. Ring. Chat, what do you think? Is this one or is this one not a bucket? We need some help. What do you guys think? Yay or nay? Bucket or not a bucket? Big Me Bandit. I know I couldn't get the figurine in the last area. Favorite playthrough is when everyone does the opposite. Fate Maker. I've done the opposite and what he says. I've done it all. Thought you'd go left first. There was only one way to go, Jelly. Freaking out. How does it feel to be me, Truffle? I gotta make these choices. Yes, no, and you say yes. You think it's a bucket. All right, we're gonna go with yes. Zoe, Truffle, Jelly, everyone says yes? Okay.
Incorrect.
Oh, shit.
It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
But isn't that still a bucket? By the transitive property?
Item 3. Is this a bucket?
All right. Let's think this through. So, this one has 3 ridges around the middle, 3, and 1 ridge around the bottom, meaning that there's probably a small hollow area in the bottom. This one is gone with a double hinge handle, and I believe this is oak right here on the top. Now, to me, a bucket doesn't have an oak handle, right? It would have more of an elm tree wood design. So for me, this one is not a bucket.
Incorrect. This is a bucket.
Me too.
Item 4. Is this a bucket?
Okay. So I know this better than anybody. All right. I work with such equipment on a daily basis. Now, the area of which the driver is in has sometimes referred to as the bucket. But then again, this is more than just the bucket. This would be an entire tractor. I'd say somewhere between 12 to 20 horses. Might be a coyote. I don't know. It's hard to say. It really is. Everyone thinks yes? It's true, Fate Maker. That's true. I'm going to say yes.
Are you hallucinating? This is a tractor. It's an enormous machine that tills the earth. I thought this was a gimmick. How on earth did you manage to screw it up? Absolutely
For the record, the tractor doesn't till the earth. It doesn't. This guy's clearly clueless. He has no idea what he's talking about. The tillage equipment that the tractor pulls tills the earth. the tractor would only drive over the earth and leave some tread, leave some tracks. That's about it.
Incredible.
For the record,
Let's just move on to the
just
next
to
one.
let you know, Mr. Narrator guy seems to be.
Is this a bucket?
Oh my God, I don't know. Technically, by Fate Maker's description, this is a bucket. Fate Maker, is this a bucket? Or is this another tractor? Yeah, it's a bucket.
Correct. This is a bucket.
I fucking knew it. And so did Fate Maker. We were combined on this one.
Item 6. Is this a bucket?
Gator Girl, you say this one's a pail? All right.
Trick question. Both. Gotcha.
It is and it isn't. A pail is a bucket, but a bucket isn't a pail. Everybody knows that. It's like the squirrel
Wait,
square
hold on,
rectangle.
I can't find the next one. Let me see. Should be around here somewhere.
A rectangle is a square, but a square is not a rectangle.
Okay, you and I both know there isn't anything here. And I don't appreciate the implication that nothing is a bucket when we both clearly know that a bucket is something. And therefore nothing could possibly be something. Unless, in your twisted mind, have you somehow convinced yourself that a bucket is nothing? Answer me straight, Stanley. Do you believe that nothing is a bucket?
Well, like, if you really think about it, because of, you know, gravity and then science and stuff and then, you know, if you think about the theory that Confucius had about relativity and how 2 + 2 = 3, that yes, nothing is a bucket. If you put all of that together and do a little Steiner math.
You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out. I've lost all sense of perspective. What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago, I could answer these questions with confidence.
Man, the bucket.
And yet now I'm somewhat adrift.
is the universe, and the universe is a bucket.
Am I a bucket?
All things are buckets.
Stanley, I can't keep doing this. I'm losing myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin with. I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart.
No.
I can't
Look,
have that. I'm sorry.
It doesn't have to be
but
this.
I'm going to erase all buckets from the
Don't
game.
you erase the buckets from the game.
Here we go.
This isn't a me and you or me and the bucket scenario.
What
the
happened?
fuck?
Is everything gone?
Why does he
everything
make an
disappear?
ultimatum?
Wait, was everything a bucket?
Well, now we're
Every
in a
single
bucket
thing
because
in
there's
the game was
nothing.
a bucket. Oh my God, I had no idea.
Well, now you know.
How could... Except me. I'm not a bucket after all. And you, Stanley, you're still here. You're
did you
not
ever
a
really
bucket
exist?
either. Oh,
I don't
this
see
is
you.
wonderful news. We're not buckets.
Hi.
Yes, I actually feel much more at ease right now. It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue. But it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game. So, tell you what.
We got
I'll
something else
reset
instead.
Everything, and we'll put back all of the buckets.
We got a
okay?
Sasha.
And we'll know that it's all a bucket. But if you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that. Who knows what that information might do to a person. All right, here we go.
Oh my God, you should hear this per machine. Space is a bucket, see? Fate Maker gets it. I think we all get it. Oh. Look at this happy little critter. Oh, I know. I know. You miss me? She's been off watching the quinceañera outside all day. No bucket, same path. And I can get both of them? All right. But wait, how long do we pet Sasha for? Oh, I remember that one. I remember that one very well. I won't forget that one. Yo, why did it ask me what time it is in real life if it wasn't going to get the right time in the game? It's 9:10 and they got it as 11:21. All right, cutie-licious. You gonna stay? You can stay. Just relax.
Wait, Stanley thought to himself. Am I sure that the orders stopped coming in?
Oh, I know. Just need more
How
attention,
is that possible? They
It's
never
okay.
stopped. Surely I was mistaken.
It's okay. I know. You've had a tough day. You've had a tough day of sleeping and looking outside and getting, you know, treats and wet food and sleeping. I know. It's been tough. It's been real tough for Sasha. All right? Just relax. Just relax. Hang out with us. They're really pushing you to find the figurines. Yeah, just lay down right there. That's fine.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. It was okay.
I know.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Very attention demanding, Sasha.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
The box. You opened it.
But then what happened?
And I came.
Now, Stanley,
really?
You've nearly gotten all of
Eddie,
the figure
welcome in.
Marines.
How are you
Very
doing?
Soon, you'll collect the last one, and then
Hi,
the
Sasha.
first number will equal the second number, and that will be it.
That'll be
We'll
it.
be different people by then. Different in the sense that we used to have none of them, and now we have them all. You can't go back to when you had no Figler and Marines. None of us can.
Say what? All right, Sasha. Oh.
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job,
Eddie, I'm so
Stanley.
glad you asked.
Everyone thinks you are
The
very
king is
powerful.
doing great right now. We've been going hard on the old parable. I looked down because
Even now, Stanley's office was a distant
Sasha was
memory.
looking up into
What
my
did it
eyes.
look like? There was a computer, perhaps, and a painting. Was it a painting or a photo? He
and
could
that
no
was
longer recall.
as long as it took for me to die.
When Stanley came to
Thank
a
you,
set
Jelly.
of 2
Thank you for
open
the hug.
doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley
Eddie, have
knew
you
it
played this
perfectly
before?
well. Perhaps he
This
wanted
seems
to
like a
stop by
game
the
that's right up
employee
your
lounge
alley.
first, just to admire it. It was okay.
Look, once you got a cat in your lap, though, let me tell you, ladies and
But
gentlemen,
eager to get back to business,
it's almost
Stanley
like
took
carrying
the
a
first
bucket.
open door on his left.
A lap cat and a bucket, same thing. They both make you
Stanley
feel
was
so
so
safe,
bad
calm,
at following directions,
secure.
it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Wait a minute.
Stanley had now gotten himself so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten
Go.
path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the.
The narrator's just a series of tapes?
You didn't think I was actually just a recording, did you? What a silly and trite explanation that would be. All the
I
back
did.
and forth between you and me, all the absurd adventures we've been through, and it all turns out I'm just a tape recording?
Well, yeah.
It was all just in Stanley's head. I bet that's the kind of twist you think is revelatory. I bet each and every time you watch a movie where it turns out all to be in the main character's imagination, you must absolutely bolt off the couch in pure shock at the phenomenal and intricate storytelling. It must be so simple to be you. Life being an unending waterfall of
not.
surprises and delights.
It's
How much more
complicated.
exciting you must find the world than the rest of us do. Now I've become sad. Look what you've done to me. This is
I'm
all
sorry.
your fault.
I don't know what I'm doing. You might have it's been a minute, so you can't remember any of it. That's fair. It's
All of his co-workers were gone. What could
insanity.
it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Absolute insanity so far. So to get the last figurine,
When
chat.
Stanley came to a set
Jelly.
of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and
Do
Stanley
I go into
knew it
that
perfectly
the
well.
bucket room
Perhaps he wanted to stop
of
by
the
the
cargo
employee
hold,
lounge
but without a
first,
bucket?
just to admire
That's
it.
the key.
It was okay.
Oh no, Sasha, I don't
But
mean to
eager
disturb
to
you.
get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
It's just when you got a lap cat, you got a pet. All right. All right, cutie. All right. Now just relax.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Oh, I might have
Look,
played the
Stanley,
demo.
I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong
This game's
foot here.
crazy. My
I'm not
favorite
your
part
enemy, really, I'm not.
so
I
far
realize that
has
investing
been
your trust in someone else can be difficult.
DLC.
But the fact is that the story has been about
So in the
nothing
DLC,
but
Eddie,
you all this time.
they
There's someone you've
include
been neglecting, Stanley.
bad Steam reviews.
Someone you've forgotten about.
Real
Really?
people's bad reviews.
I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration
They
for
call
others?
them out
Are
for
you
it,
that
and then they do
convinced
this
that I
whole
want something bad
spiteful,
to happen to you?
long
Why,
routine.
I don't know how to convince you of this, but I
Hey, where you
really
going?
do want to help you, to show you something
Sasha.
beautiful. Look, let me prove it.
No, don't
Let me
leave.
prove that I'm on your side.
Please,
Give me a chance.
all right, bye. But it's awesome. It's the best thing I've ever seen a developer do.
Now listen carefully.
Ooh,
this
red and
is
blue.
important.
That's what they said. The
Stanley
figure.
walked through the red, and there it is, the last
The red and
Stiggly
blue.
Wiggly. Savor this moment, Stanley. This is a real accomplishment. This is doing something just for the sake of doing it.
I've done
Where
it.
so many people expect to be rewarded for the most trivial achievements, you've insisted that a job well done is its own reward.
I've done it.
I
Jack.
would tell you that I'm proud of you for collecting them all, but that
Why-
would
why
be
not?
like a reward, and we can't have that.
Why
so,
not?
instead I'll just say, it's done. We're all done here, and now we can go to whatever the hell you were doing before you hunted for figurines.
Okay, thank you. Love when the devs do stuff like that. Me too, absolutely. It was killing me. It was probably the best thing that I've seen ever. Go all blue for something fucked up. I like the sound of that, but also blue is my favorite color. Okay, let's do it.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood.
Wait, what?
Stanley walked through the red door.
No, I choose blue.
I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door.
Well, that must be nice
All
because
right,
I'm
fine, go ahead, Stanley.
colorblind.
You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you.
All right.
You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished
Wait.
building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place.
Wait.
Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not
He
think
sounds
I put
like
a
a
lot of time into that?
D&D
Because I did.
DM.
And in the end, it was all for nothing, because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles?
Yes.
Skill trees?
Yes.
Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far.
A skip
Tell you
button.
what, let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback.
Okay.
There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
The orange door. Definitely not Abdul. Welcome in. How
I'm
are
going to
you?
stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
I'm going to give it a 1.
A 1? I mean, I can understand if you had reservations, you saw ways the game could be improved to more fully express itself mechanically and artistically.
I felt
but
kind
a
of forced.
1?
I felt
That's
kind
not
of
even
forced into it.
helpful. What am I supposed to do with that?
I don't feel like I really had the option.
I guess it isn't my place to judge.
There's one alone who can wield fate. One alone whose story is in their own hands.
Who's that?
The Fate Maker.
Oh, the Fate Maker. That makes sense. Definitely not Abdul. Thank you for the biddies.
Previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's
Which
take
one?
a look.
Fate Maker, thank you for the lurk. I appreciate you. Wait, 2 seconds. That's all he could last in this game? Wait, did you know that 21.3 players have to skip to the intro sequence? Oh, Stanley. Wow. Fuck you.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again,
No.
Honest answers, please. Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting.
Okay.
You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up.
Well, no, I don't. Wait.
In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger.
Wait,
you
what?
click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail.
Wait,
it's a
what?
very meaningful game, all about the desperation and
Maybe?
tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So
Wait.
why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective?
No, I don't
Be
have
sure
4
to
hours.
Keep notes on your experience.
No, wait, baby. I'm gonna be honest, maybe I'm not cut out for this.
You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try.
Here's the deal.
I'm out. I'm done.
It's
over.
Okay, fine.
Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable.
Look, I gave it my
hey,
all.
Since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game, just to ease the pain?
Okay, fine,
Let's
I'm
see.
down.
What do we have here? Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
Abdul, you going to bed already?
Aha! Fascinating. What do you think this game is about, Stanley? What's our backstory?
The Firewatch
What is
Tower.
our motivation? Well, it seems obvious to me that you are meant to play as a creepy man spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your creep tower.
Well,
Perhaps
hold on,
for some
I don't-
sort of twisted erotic purpose.
No, because I wouldn't.
Yes, that must be it. What
No,
a
I would never be a
fascinating
creep in a
invention to
creep
the
tower,
experience of
creeping
total
down on
mental
people.
depravity. So far, I love everything about this game, Stanley.
I bet you do.
And it seems
Me,
there's
I
even
want out.
more. Come, let's venture outward and see what else is out there.
Okay, we'll go out, but I'm going to be very clear. This is not my game. I would not play this. I'm being forced to do this. The narrator loves it. Me, I'm just a guy. All right, I'm just a kid, and my life is a nightmare. 2 seconds are up. 2 seconds. Jelly, what was I supposed to do? Keep the baby out of the fire? For how long? It was not the Pokemon you thought. That happens. Nearly 3:30 a.m. here. Oh my God. Look, just don't sleep, Abdul. Just don't sleep. Who needs it?
Son of a bitch.
Don't fucking yell at me. Eddie, he doesn't know me. He knows himself. Literally the game Firewatch?
No, it can't
That's what I
be.
thought. That's what I thought. It seems similar. Although I've never played that one.
It is. It's an open world game. Good God, quickly block it off.
Jonesy game, no!
Don't
So
block me
Fatcom is coming back. We're going to have at least one
Stanley,
load.
please
If
call.
anybody would like to buy a load of Fatcom, we will be producing one load. We're not
wandered off into
producing any of that right now.
Thing, that big open, just wandering around, no right or wrong directions, no path to follow. You can just go in any.
Abdul, have a good night. I
Thank
appreciate
heavens
you.
we avoided it. We're out of the woods
Thank
now,
you
Stanley.
for being here.
Okay, I'm going to get us out of here. Let's find another game.
No, I
Preferably
like
something
this
with
one.
walls. Something with nice, big,
No.
insurmountable walls.
No, open it up, please.
Okay, I think this will be just the thing.
No, don't. Rocket League!
Wonderful. See, this is exactly what I had in mind. Just a nice big box for you to run around in. There isn't any possibility that you could get lost here. Now this is game design.
What?
Stanley, if you manage to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed.
How am I in Rocket League right now?
Okay, so what exactly do we do here? Let's see.
Typically
There
you're
are
in a
lots of
car,
cars
but
here in the back, but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here.
Yep.
Is this game sports ball? Stanley.
It is sports
I think
ball.
It's sports ball.
I
But
love
what
sports
fun.
ball, by the way.
We shall run the bases and do a touchdown together.
No, there's no
Yes,
there's
I
no
think
touchdown.
surely we must.
We
Okay,
are
Stanley,
experiencing
here's the-
technical
wait,
difficulties.
wait,
Please
hey,
stay
hey.
tuned.
Are we all clear?
Don't hit the red
okay,
button.
We're all clear. Great. All right, hit the red button.
Oh my God. It's the one thing I said not to do. Unreal. Always hitting the red button. Excited about the new Dune Awakening game. Hope it comes out soon. Wait, isn't that the MMO that everyone's playing right now because it's in a beta? Looks pretty interesting. I watched Classy Fett play it yesterday. He was collecting all of his own poop for moisture.
Ball. Have fun.
Oh, ow! What the? Oh, I'm going Team Orange. Oh. Ooh.
Are you doing it? Are you winning? Is this fun?
I got it. Wait,
Is
no,
it
my
that-
ball.
What are you doing?
Oh.
Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How
Narrator?
will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that. Stanley.
No, I can't. Narrator, please. Narrator? What the fuck? What the fuck? Help! Help! Oh no, doctor! There's something in the farm! Help! The thing in the farm pushed me off. Everybody knows that. I would have never fallen by myself, OC. Wait a minute. What the fuck? First time you ever been cauterized? First time you ever been burned? Never been burned before? You never touched a pan that's too hot? It's just for PC. I got you. I thought, wait. Weren't you were working on getting a PC, weren't you, Eddie? This is creeping me out. I think I've gone too far. I've gone too far this time. Narrator can't reach me here. It's a real problem. Wait a minute. This is my office. This is... Wait. Okay. I was in 427, but I guess I'm not meant to be in 42.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice. And if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it.
Making choices?
He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me.
Oh my God.
Someone who will wrap everything up at the end.
He's
to make
gaslighting
sense
me.
out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is
Yeah.
what I mean to this world.
He's giving me the dentist system.
Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon.
Chat.
Very soon.
I'm
I can
scared.
wait.
Hold on. Narrator, let me out. Let me out. Narrator. Thank you. Thank you. Let's go, Premley, with the 3-stream streak. Let's go. How are you doing today? Hope you're having a good night. Carl, you got an armpit rash? You got to make sure that you use soap and water when you shower and get in there. Drunk. Drunk. Premley, you don't get drunk. What are you drinking?
Stanley, I'm sorry, but I have to
Wait.
put a pause on things. It's those
Wait, this isn't even
figurines.
real.
Those figures. I haven't
You
stopped
tricked
thinking
me.
about them since you nabbed every last one. Wasn't it just the most intrinsically fulfilling moment of your entire life? Didn't it fill you to the brim with inner richness?
No.
Yes, I know we're supposed to be telling a story, but won't you please indulge me with one more trip back to the memory zone? I would love nothing more than to revisit the figurines. Just one more time.
Okay. Yeah, we can go back. Now remembering. Oh, I got you. I got you. Was it all good? Was the food good? Were the drinks good? We've been paraboling some Stanley. It's been a pretty wild time. It's been a pretty wild time. Fremley, you should play this.
Here's where it all began. The first collectible. Back then, we
I
had no
remember.
idea of how many of them we'd find.
Well,
Sure, it said
we
6
figured
right
it'd be
there on the
6.
screen, but how could we know for certain? We were so innocent. We'll never be like that again, Stanley.
Whoa, I got 7 of 6. Wait a minute. But this is the chimney in the boss's room. Wait, what?
And here was the second Stanlerine. You found this one all on your own just by poking around behind the boss's office. You
I remember
did
that.
Stanley.
That was me.
I'll be honest. Back then, I had no faith in you to find any of them, let alone 6. But you continue to surprise me in all sorts of mundane, unremarkable ways.
I'm pretty great sometimes. Thank you.
Okay, let's do a little quiz. Which of these rooms was the room you found your third
This
mini
one.
Stan? Can you remember?
Yeah, this game's crazy.
Hey, that's exactly right. It
Yeah.
was here in the
Now we got
boss's
6
bathroom.
9 to 6.
It was the third one. You picked it up, and then after that, you had 3 of them. I'm
Yeah, that's
glad
right.
these moments are so crystal clear in your memory.
How could I
but I
forget?
shouldn't be surprised.
They were
After
such
all,
big moments.
Science tells us that it's impossible to forget your third time doing anything. Let's see. What came next? Oh, yes, we found a Figley in this pink room. Oh, well, I can't actually say I remember being in this room, but it's here in the memory zone, so it must have happened.
This had to have happened then, yeah. That's what I was thinking. Wait.
This was the 5th mini-Stan, and
Yep.
this one was really something special. It
I
was
remember
in
that.
the warehouse. I remember it so clearly.
Same.
In fact, because this one is particularly special to me, I made a little video to commemorate the occasion. Enjoy.
What was that back there? Wait, that's the figurine. Mini Stan 5. That's me, I'm Stan. This is, all right, this is like a high school presentation. Best boy.
Takes you back, doesn't it? I
Sure
spent
does.
a lot of time making that video, but it was 8 minutes I wouldn't have spent on anything else.
8 minutes. That's exactly what it was. It was so good. All right. All right, let's see. The old doors.
And then, Stanley, then we came to the last collectible, the final figurine, right here by the red and blue doors.
Yep, I remember.
This memory is the most distinct and clear in my mind, perhaps because it was the one that happened more recently than all the others.
Yeah, that's true.
Who can truly say how the mind works? All I know is that this is the
Doctors.
moment where you picked up a Figley, and I thought to myself, yes,
Figley.
that's all of them.
I like that he
They're
keeps calling
all
them
collected.
all 3 names
It
he's
was
come
a
up with,
moment
just changing it up.
unlike any other. Except for the other moments picking up figurines, which it was exactly like.
I assume Okay, they go to the same place. I'm like, I assume there's not too much variation here. Oh, wait.
And then there was no more.
Wait, there's...
Because we've caught up to the present moment. Nothing left to do but move onward into the future. Goodbye, Memory Zone.
What the?
No, I'm not done. I'm not ready to move on. Stop the loading screen.
Whoa,
Isn't
you
there
can't
some way
just
we can
reverse
stay
loading
here,
screens?
keep enjoying these figurines? Let's just go backwards.
Wait.
We'll do the Memory Zone again from the opposite direction.
No,
See
I
how
don't-
that feels.
I don't want to do it again. We got to move on, narrator. We can't live in the past.
Okay, yes. The
Charger,
room with the
welcome
red
in.
and
How
blue
are you?
Doors. I remember this. I must say,
having a
of
great
all
day,
the
great
figurines
Saturday.
we looked at in our initial tour of the Memory Zone, this one is the most distinct and clear in my mind. Let's keep going. I want more.
Are we going to see the video again?
And here's where I made that video. Don't you remember the video we watched?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
I love that video.
It's a great one. I like that they just did it in fast forward.
Still don't remember the pink room, Stanley. Still no memory of this one. Good room, though. A solid room.
I don't remember where we got that figurine, to be honest.
These really were a treat to hunt down. You know, if there had been any kind of reward for finding all of these, it really would have muted the intrinsic joy of collecting them. I'm very
So feels
glad
familiar.
we resisted the temptation. Next one.
Having a great day, Charger? Hell yeah. Have you played this? Seems like a game you would have played. Oh, was it under the stairs instead of the pink room? So would the pink room have happened instead of the
This was
bathroom?
our second Figley. Don't you remember? Yes, I remember it too. The
If
past
we went that
is
direction?
truly a wonderful thing. Why does anyone ever choose to leave it? Keep going. This is it, the very first one we found in the exhibit where I introduced you to the figurines. Oh, I want more memories, Stanley. I want to keep going. What else is there? What came before this?
Narrator, no, we gotta move. We gotta move forward. We can't keep doing. Oh my god. All right, I guess we're back here. Narrator, please.
Look, it's the terrible new content that we were originally sold on. I remember hating it
I was
back
never
then.
sold on this.
But time does put a rosy filter on everything. In fact, I dare say I'm actually quite fond of it now. Look how much fun the past is. I want more. More memories.
Okay, we'll just keep going back.
Oh, yes, the two doors. Who could have forgotten that? A classic memory, this one.
Wait. And then we always go left. Oh, wait, but they go to the same spot. Oh, and then we go all the way back to the
And before
desk.
everything else, there was your office.
Yep. How could I forget?
Is there anything else? Was there something that came before your office? There's something I feel I can remember. I can remember.
No, this is where it started.
Yes.
Nothing.
I'm remembering something now. I remember before this whole story got started. Back then I was different. I used to make big decisions. I was passionate. I was skeptical. I weighed each decision with profound thoughtfulness. And then somewhere along the way, I stopped making decisions. I became lazy. And I came up with a character named Stanley to do my thinking for me. He would make the decisions. He would decide which way to go. I would cheer him on as he collected figurines for no reason. Why did I invent Stanley? Was I lonely? Yes, perhaps that's it. Perhaps I needed to imagine I had companionship. And Stanley really did make for a wonderful companion.
I got it, don't worry about it.
Even if he was a fiction. But I suppose it's grown old. I want to think for myself again. I want to go back to how it used to be. Yes, I can be on my own again. I can do it. I'll be stronger this time. I'll take care of myself. I don't need Stanley anymore.
You don't need me?
Oh, but he truly was so much fun to play with. You know what? Since we're in the memory zone, how about one more good memory? Let's
Another?
go back just once. and give Stanley one more run of the office, and then I'll retire him for good.
All right, one
I
more
did enjoy
time.
telling his story so very much. Okay, here we go. This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Is it truly the end, or... Charger, you never touched this one? You should. You absolutely should. How many endings did I miss? I don't know, but like Jelly said, he came back just in time for the epilogue, for the true ending, the good ending. Chief called you on a Saturday night while he's on vacation? Is everything bad? Who farted? Where's that phone? Is that not this phone? Where's that phone?
Good morning. Thank you for contacting the Future Happiness Foundation. We are confirming your shipment of 1,327 cardboard boxes to your place of work. Can you verify that this is correct? Excellent. Your order will arrive shortly. Thank you again for contacting the Future Happiness Foundation.
Future Happiness Foundation delivers boxes? Look, that's fine. Who am I to question it? By the way, welcome in, everybody. If you are new here, make sure you hit that follow button. Come on. Come on. Everything is terrible, but no need for an alarm? Oh, my God.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
You're right. Some boxes do bring happiness. I get it now. I didn't until halfway through saying it, but I get it now, Eddie.
Okay, I think we all know the drill by now. Blah, blah, blah. Dark secrets, the keypad. Stanley pushes some buttons. Oh, hey, look, it's a new passageway. Kill surprise.
I like that he doesn't even let me put in the number or nothing. Just skips ahead. You know, narrator, I like that. I like that about you. All right, we'll see you in a bit then, Jones. No worries.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Whiteboard. I went to the whiteboard. It just said reboot the game.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold?
So does it just want me to
himself.
literally
Did he
reboot
have
the game?
Strength to find out.
Jostles, welcome in with the 15 stream streak. Let's go. How are you doing, Mr. Souls? Hey, I gotta just do this.
All of his
all the
coworkers
boxes
were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
So many boxes. Oh my God. They're crazy about the boxes. Josh Souls, how are you doing? How was your stream? How did everything go tonight? Have you ever played this one, Mr. Souls? Keep restarting? Look at all these boxes.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
You did play this one? It's wild. It's wild. The DLC is crazy.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
The DLC with the attack of the bad reviews was the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. Well, until you say I do, then the box starts. Oh, no.
All
I
of
can
his
make jokes.
coworkers
I'm
were
not
gone.
gonna.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
How you doing? I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. We had some atrocities with our YouTube series tonight. Everything was wasted. All our time was wasted. It was terrible. It was the worst thing that could happen. But now we're doing good.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. The Forest. Have you ever played The Forest? That's our YouTube series we're doing right now.
Yet there was not a single person.
It's an atrocity. The whole thing. Terrible game. Hate it. I'm done with it. Never want to play it again.
All of his co-workers were...
Jelly, this doesn't feel right. You know, I played the sequel. I'm thinking about skipping to the sequel. Wait a minute.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
This isn't right. Wait a
When
minute.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Hold the phone.
Yet there was not
Oh,
a
the
single...
main menu. I see.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big... All of his
I feel like you've
co-workers
lied
were
to me,
gone.
Jelly. I
What
feel
could
like
it mean? Stanley decided
I feel
to
like
go
that
to the
didn't
meeting
do
room.
it.
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
the sequel does look better. Well, the first Forest came out, I think it was 14 years ago.
When Stanley
And then
came
the
to a
sequel
set of
came
2
out
open
last year.
doors, he
So
entered the
13
door
years
on
of
his
difference
left.
in technology. Reboot the game
Yet there was not
entirely.
a single person here either.
But do I like...
Feeling a wave of disbelief.
Crows. Hey, they did the Trover game too. Trover Saves the Universe, them and Squanch. Wait. What are you doing? Don't yell at me. First time you boot up the game, you set the time to 6:34 p.m. That was fantastic. You did a great job of that one. But this time you simply entered 12, the default value. You didn't even try. All right, that's true. But, like, I have to say I'm a little disappointed. Okay, but come on. Perhaps you don't think this is worth taking the time to set the clock correctly? It's not. Do you think I would ask you to set the clock if it weren't an integral part of the gameplay experience? It had nothing to do with it. I'm not trying to get angry. It's just a lot of people ignore the gameplay settings altogether. You're not like them, right? No, I'm not. But like you clearly, I already played the game and it didn't make a difference. Look, next time you boot up the game and you see the screen, do me a favor and actually set the time, okay? Good. Wait, how does it remember that what I did last time? Glad we had this talk. All right, I'll let you get to the video game now. All right? Jelly, is there really any more?
This is...
It doesn't feel like there's more to this.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Let the
Stanley
game then
decided
start
to go
again.
to the
I got an
meeting room.
achievement.
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
So if I got an achievement for quitting the game and restarting, maybe there is. There is, I swear I did it myself. All right, I trust
When
you.
Stanley
I
came
trust
to a
you.
set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
All right, we got a new whiteboard.
Yet
No, wait.
there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
What? Wait, hold on. Am I just...
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
Didn't lose progress, did we? I mean, maybe. Jostles, did we lose progress? And remember the time from before. I got the achievement for
Feeling
starting.
soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway. Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself.
Every time you close the game and reopen it, something new will happen until you
Why
unlock
did he
the
feel
epilogue
this
in the main
now,
menu.
when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large
So
door.
wait, I have to... keep ending the game. All right, I'll do it one more time. One more time. And if it doesn't start it, everyone will just have to YouTube it.
Ram.
Because I'm not going to keep closing and reopening the game, hoping for the epilogue. All right. It's now 9:58. Maybe it's because I didn't do the clock and he's giving me shit about the clock now. For a minute there, I was worried that you weren't taking all this seriously, but you proved me wrong. Of course, I guess there's no way of knowing whether it's 9:58 a.m. It's not. It's p.m. Heck, for all I know, it could actually be 12 o'clock right now. Tell you what, let's use another slider to get to the bottom of this. How accurate is 9:58? It's kind of accurate, but it's definitely not accurate. You know, can I just say, regardless of the accuracy of the clock, I'm having a great time adjusting these settings. I feel like I'm learning more about you and how you like things to be set. It's good to collect data. I wish we had more sliders, but we've gone through all the sliders I have. Perhaps I can invent some new sliders to gather new data for you. Shouldn't be too hard. Let me whip a couple together. Should be ready for the next time you boot up the game. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. Is this part of it? Is this part of the process? Or is this separate? Until the dog and cat are friends. Aw. Chilling. Welcome in. How you doing? Adjust the slider until you stop adjusting the slider. Which of the two made-up words below is most appealing to you? Scrumtush or Akuboinkle? I'm going to say Scrumtush. Please don't adjust the slider. Don't tell me what to do. You know what time it is right now? Yeah. Is the time that it is right now the correct time? Depends how you look at it, but yeah. What is time anyway? No. Not really a yes or no question. Is there anything about yourself that you haven't told me? Yeah, a lot. Help. No. Will you come back to visit me? No. It's crazy. Played it on console, so not sure. Damn. Damn. Chilling, what time is it? What time is it? Does anyone really truly know? Of course they don't. Nobody knows anything. You and I don't even know each other. We're like strangers. Sure, I've adjusted all the game settings to your exact specifications, but who hasn't? It's just what I do, like a day job. And now the job is over. There's no information for me to gather. I've collected all the data on you that I can, and I still don't really know you. And you don't know me. And neither of us know what time is. I guess some settings are just unsettable. But if I'm being totally honest, the clock doesn't do anything in the game anyway. I knew it. I said that. You won't have me here when the game starts next time, but that's okay. Video games are meant to be played alone. You like being alone, don't you? That's maybe the only information I really learned about you. Well, it's time for me to leave. There's still one more setting that we need to adjust, but it may take a little time before I'm ready for that. It's not really in my job description, but that's okay. Perhaps you'll see me again if you can find me. Talk soon. Oh, epilogue. Here we go. It's so crazy. Okay. Many, many years later. Let's go! Yeah, what the fuck? I'm back here again. Truffle, welcome back. Flavor Flav does know, probably. What do you think Flavor Flav is up to tonight? Trying new flavor? Feel like I'm in Dune. Wait a minute, there's a fire. But there's a fire that would imply that there's wood. And if there's wood, then there's a chair. And if there's a chair, then... I'm going to leave the fire now. Wait. We're going to walk towards the moon. What is this game? Who makes this? It's a narratorless life. Oh, the moon's huge. Big old moon. You haven't mooned the chat like that ever before. The sun's coming up. Might be the king of the whole valley, the Great Valley. I might be the Lion King. Whoa. This wasn't here before. Wait, that's the memory zone. Yeah, where is Narrator? I agree, Truffle. Wait, Jelly? Oh no. Stanley 2 was so long ago. Wait a minute, there's one thing. What is this? Cookie Nine's blog. Review the Stanley Parable 2. Like so many, I enjoyed my time with the original Stanley Parable, which underscores how truly disappointed I am with its sequel. When the first game teamed with originality, the Stanley Parable 2 is dull, uninspired, and often insulting to its fan base. I must say, though, I found the bucket to be quite comforting. A welcome reprieve from... We won't know what it says now. Oh, first cat dog born. Dude. Cat dog. Great. Great story. I love it. I love it so. Stanley Parable developers, no more spin-offs, no more sequels. Sign up for updates. That must be Yahoo. Wait.
Jim.
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 Go to the.
Jim.
I like to work out at the.
Jim.
My name is.
Jim.
My name is what? My name is. Look a Slim Shady. Wait, hold on. What was that name again?
Jim.
Thank you. Sorry, I almost forgot. CT, what up? The figures. Dad jokes. Hey, those were so much bigger and better than dad jokes. Let's go down the pipe. Oh my God. Oh, I'm back in the office. What's this light? Hi. Nice to see you. But it's terrible to learn that there will never be another Stanley Parable game. Did you read what the developers said? Preserve the integrity. Why does this keep coming up like it's a new game? It's like the game's rebooting. Preserve the integrity of the franchise. What nonsense. Stanley Parable is not sacred. We do not need to protect it. Screw the legacy. Let's keep making Stanley Parable games until the sun explodes. Let's run this franchise into the fucking ground. Let's drag it through the mud and back. And if people hate it, who cares? You see, that was the narrator's problem. He was so obsessed with what people thought of his work. Don't make his mistake. Don't cling to the legacy. Let it burn. It's not hard. In fact, let me show you. Together, we're going to make the Stanley Parable 3. It's simple. We kill the Batman. All we do is change the number in the game's title screen. Oh, we already did that once. You also need a really dumb subtitle for the game. Something loud and gaudy. Go ahead, try combining some random words together to make a new title for our game. Stanley Parable 3. Boyfriends. Oh, so we picked the first one. And then the second. Stanley's Big Boyfriends. Confirm. The Stanley Parable 3, Stanley's Big Boyfriends. It's absurd. I love it. Every time you start the game, we'll advance the number of the sequel by 1, and then we'll pick a new subtitle. That way the Stanley Parable will never end, and nothing in the game itself will ever change when you do this either. Adding more content sounds like work. No need to do that. It'll just be the same content, recycled again and again and again with a new title screen. What did you say? Should we go forward with this plan? I like it, but I want you to have a say as well. Don't do it. I understand. Sometimes we're not ready to move on. That's fine. If you ever change your mind and want to start inventing new sequels, come talk to me. I'll be right here. Is that it? Is there more? What if I chose yes? If I chose yes, then it'd be the Stanley Parable 3. I think that's got to be the game.
Ram.
All right, I fucked up. All right, I fucked up. Oh, I fell.
Whispers start to creep, footsteps echo like a heart that's